Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining. My name is Tara and I'm going to be talking about the full moon in Libra. The full moon in Libra is going to be in full effect on either the 5th or the 6th, depending on where you are in the world. I will leave a link below for you to find out when the full moon is in full effect in your area in the world. Now, why this is such an important full moon of the year is because we are just about to enter eclipse season. Libra opposes Aries in the zodiac calendar, both cardinal energies. Now, Aries, we are in Aries season as of now. The new moon in Aries was a beautiful time to cast new intentions, to be really clear about how we want to initiate a new beginning, what we want to create and manifest as a new chapter, for example. And this could have anything to do with career, success, love, life, health, wealth, all of it. And anything that you felt compelled to initiate and start during that new moon in Aries, this full moon is basically a time where you can release anything that is getting in the way, but it pertains to relationships, to wounds, dealing with the heart, dealing with maybe love, relationships, and confidence within yourself to carry through your goals. So Aries is naturally a very individualistic archetype, meaning that it is all about Aries. Now, Aries is the I will, and it is very much of the I. So emphasis on the I, the me. So it does have a very me first kind of energy, a very fiery energy, very confident energy. And so with that fire and with that confidence, we can pursue our goals and our dreams based on that energy that we are embodying, based on our will, our desire, our confidence. But the shadow side of that is that we can become very individualistic and only think of self when we are wanting to pursue our goals, when we're wanting to overcome a challenge, or when we're wanting to live our life a certain way. And so what happens is the imbalances are created. Now, the balance trait is one of the traits of Libra. And so the full moon is coming in here 2 weeks after the new moon in Aries to prompt us to look at areas within ourselves that we need to acknowledge, to bring in balance, to look at relationships in maybe a new light, to heal relationships, but also look at deeper wounds that we have within ourselves that is preventing confidence and self-trust. Because again, Aries, we are still in Aries season. It is really all about confidence. And the more confidence that we can have to see through our goals and to step into the life that we desire and to be the person that we want, we need the confidence to back it up, right? So this full moon does offer us a very important time for releasing. So full moons do come in 2 weeks after the new moons to offer us a time to release anything that is getting in our way or any old wounds and traumas and difficulties and beliefs and subconscious programming, to dismantle these layers within so that we can fully see through our goals and our intentions that we have set during that new moon. So it is the new moon of intentions to set our intentions, and then we have the full moon to do the release work, to let go of whatever's getting in our way of a certain trait that the full moon is going to highlight, which in this one, of course, it is within Libra. And so Libra is all around balance, love, harmony, relationships, very diplomatic. And this archetype is very supportive around people, around people's needs, around people's requirements, around keeping the peace between all. So Aries, as I mentioned, is very individualistic energy. Libra is a little bit on the opposing side of the people, working with people, being fair, being equal, thinking of others. So this is a great full moon to look at any kind of areas within yourself that you may need to heal from regarding relationships. So any relationships, attachments, resentment, any old wounds, even to do with love. Yes, because Libra is ruled by Venus and there is a very strong tie with love under this archetype. Love within ourselves, anything that we can do to heal wounds within ourselves to help boost our confidence. So if we are embedding and holding on to old wounds and low confidence, low worth, or imbalances in our life, then we are not going to be operating as a whole within ourselves. We are going to be thrown off balance. And so we will sometimes be overcompensating that energy in unhealthy ways. So I will be hosting a full moon ritual on the 6th in Pacific Standard Time. Because it's on the 6th, I love the number of the 6 for this full moon because 6 in numerology represents love. It represents relationships. It represents support. So I do feel that it will be nice to host it on the 6th, and we will have the full moon still in effect at that time in this time zone. So if you would like to join this ritual, it will be very releasing, it will be very healing, and I will go into also some tarot card spreads specifically to work on areas that we can pinpoint for clarity and for guidance. So hopefully you can join. The link is below. I hope to see you there. But again, this full moon is going to be very important as a final release before we enter eclipse season. And I will be talking about April as a whole, what to expect, the energy that we are going to have to work with for the month of April. And as we have eclipse season, we have the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. So this is the second new moon that we will have in Aries. It is a very, very rare occurrence where we will have 2 new moons of the same zodiac archetype. It's just the positioning of the moon will be remaining in Aries. So we are going to have the solar eclipse starting the eclipse season in Aries. All right. So, and then we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio after that. So I will be doing separate videos on all of these to be aware of, but the eclipse season is a very erratic and very unpredictable type of energy, right? So this full moon is going to be very advantageous for you to do some of the deeper work, some of the release work, and some of the clearing, so that you can enter the eclipse season and see what the universe has to provide. Also, I have to point out, if you are feeling the intensity at this time, there could be a lot of triggers that are going on. Aries, I do have to mention, Aries can be a very fiery, and there can be a lot of agitation and anger showing up, and especially during full moons. We know what the full moons can bring. They can intensify our feelings and our emotions, because it does bring up a lot of emotions, buried traumas, buried memories, reactions from the depths of our subconscious up to the conscious level. So we will be experiencing, or we can experience, more intense, amplified energies and triggers within ourselves. So just pay attention to some of the energy that can be surfacing, some of your triggers, the emotional reactions. Act accordingly. So when I do the shadow work, it is all about self-awareness and observation and being aware of our shadow and what's being triggered and how we are responding as a result. So if we do have the anger, it's very important to be cautious of not to project it onto other people, to work with it in your own way, or work with a specialist, or do something that is healthy to release that energy. It's not bad and it's not wrong to feel anger. Anger serves a purpose. When we are facing challenges within ourselves, it is showing something about ourselves that we need to learn, and that we very well might need to release. So it is not a bad thing if you are feeling the emotions, or anger, of course, could be a theme or a topic right now. So just be aware of the intensity as we move into the full moon, because full moons can be quite intense. What I enjoy doing during full moons is writing down what I want to release, spending time and looking at particular areas in my life. And I already mentioned this archetype of areas that we can look at within ourselves, but anything that we can release. So anything that you can release, you might want to write down on paper, any attachments, any negativity towards a certain person, towards relationships, or self-reflect on where imbalances are happening within yourself pertaining to relationships. Maybe the triggers that come up when dealing with other people, when dealing with love, with dealing with family matters. But then also, where are there energies within yourself that are causing the maybe lack of security, lack of confidence, lack of self-worth? And you can write it down and become very clear with it and burn the paper safely to let it go, to release. And we do these exercises over and over because it does chip away at layers, and it offers us the ability to dive into a little bit of a deeper aspect within ourselves and to become really clear with what we really want at the end of the day. It's all about developing clarity around who we want to be, the kind of relationships that we want, the kind of love we want, the kind of family dynamics, or the kind of life that we want that's going to bring us balance, peace, and harmony, and also give you the confidence that you need to work on building your manifestations into reality, your goals and your dreams and desires. Also too, I have to mention, if you have sage, Palo Santo, clear the space of the old energy. This is a really great time, again, before eclipse season, to clear the space, clear old energy, release any of the negative energies, beliefs, and subconscious programs, and prepare for change to happen. Because in eclipse season, as I mentioned, if you've been doing the work, if you've been doing manifestation work, if you've been working on your goals, if you've been doing the inner journey, Eclipse season is basically giving you some of the results that you've been working towards. So be open to receive, be open for change during eclipse season as we move forward. But I will be recording videos to guide you through these moments as we arrive closer to the dates. All right, so I am wishing you all the best during this full moon. I also have one more special announcement to make. I am now on Patreon. I have a Patreon account that is a very private group environment where I will be doing tarot readings. I will be offering guidance, and I have the Inner Circle, which is weekly discussions around certain topics and guidance. So if you have any questions, you want to connect one-on-one, if you want more of an intimate setting for your healing journey, for manifestation, for transformation, for shadow work, join me on Patreon. The link is going to be below, and also the full moon in Libra ritual, which is going to be beautiful. And like I said, this is a really great time to do the release work before we enter into a completely different frequency for the month of April. All right, so I'm wishing you all the best during your transformative journey and beyond, and I will be seeing you very soon. Take care.